He was a nice guy, was Frizz. I
Yeah,
remember him fondly.
I know.
yeah.
What's in the box? What's in the box? What's in the box? What's in the box? What's in the box?
Good evening, afternoon, everyone. What even is time? My name is Frizz Frizzle. Welcome to What's in the Box, the quarantined panel show where my friends from the world of comedy and celebrity get together and talk nonsense for about half an hour, 35 minutes. It's a nice distraction, is what it is. Our first guest on today's show, she's a returner. She's a political activist comedian. You have seen her on Question Time, The Big Questions, and of course, What's in the Box. It is Kate Smurthwaite.
Hey, Frizz, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you. I love the energy that you've got going on.
It's called Red Bull.
Excellent.
No marketing expense spared in the making of Kate's shows.
That's
It's Red Bull or generic energy drink of your choosing.
Yes, I'm just snorting coffee beans right now to get me through. You are a return guest. Thank you very much for coming back to the show.
I think the term reigning champion might be more appropriate.
Kate, we've recorded 15 episodes since your one, but that's fine. See if you win.
But has anyone scored more than me?
No, nobody. Kate last scored 77 points. Find out by watching her episode again. Our second guest, a comedian, one of my friends, and most importantly, the first guest on What's in the Box, who is an NHS frontline staff worker. It's Maxine Wade. Thank you so much. We see someone who works for the NHS, we have to applaud. Them's the rules nowadays. How are you, Maxine?
I'm fine. I'm all right, love. I'm used to getting the clap on a weekly basis. And now, the whole country's doing it. So it's good. How are you? Yeah. All right.
Yeah, very well, very well. Kate's got the energy. When she claps on Thursday night, it's just going to be motorized. It's going to be absolutely amazing.
Oh, I bring a saucepan and a wooden spoon. I really go for it. Whistle, the whole thing.
Have you dobbed in any neighbours for not going outside and clapping yet?
I love the clapping. It's like a little roll call of like who isn't home, isn't it? It's like when you were at university and the fire alarm went off and you could find out who was sleeping with who. It's exactly the same. We're like, oh, look at 43. Oh, I bet they hate health workers. Oh, we love it.
Our third guest today is one of my favourite human beings ever. Another returner to What's in the Box. It is lovely person, Gail Porter.
Hello there.
So we're all here. We're all happy. We're going to start with round one.
What's in the box? What's in the box?
Round one is called What's in the Box. I have a pink and green box here. I have an item in it. I'm going to go round our guests and they are going to submit what they think is in the box. They'll most likely be wrong, but it's up to them to convince me why their guess was the closest. So we're going to start with Maxine. Maxine, what is in the box?
Is it adequate PPE?
Adequate PPE. We can't find that anywhere. Why would I be hoarding that in my box, Maxine? But good guess nonetheless. Gail Porter, you're down there. What do you think is in the box?
Marmite.
Marmite. Love it or hate it, but is it in the box? And Kate Smurthwaite, what do you think is in the box today?
I think it's a full Arctic survival kit.
Oh, all of you have said things that are in very rare supply at the moment. So, is it adequate PPE? Is it Marmite? Or is it full Arctic survival kit? Was it? It is actually, drum roll please, it's a wooden butterfly.
Yes.
It actually said on the end, butterfly ornament, £4. I don't know where it was from, probably IKEA or one of those whimsical places. But it's now to you to tell me why your guess was the closest. So, Maxine, why is your guess of adequate PPE equipment the closest guess?
Well, it's better than nothing, Frizz, and the sort of butterfly shape. You could just put it over your mouth and nose there. You can wipe it clean. Loving it. No, it's not even covering your nose, is it? Fuck it. There's no
Okay, strong opener from Maxine there. Gail, why was your guess of Marmite the closest?
Because, as you say, you either love it or you hate it. And I hate that. That's horrible.
It's actually my mum's, so she'd
No, I
she'd
know.
love your she'd love your feedback of that. And Kate Smurthwaite, your answer. Why was your guess of Arctic equipment the closest?
Well, as you can see, that is a full Arctic survival kit there. I mean, obviously it's white, so it's not visible in the snow. People won't know that you've got it with you. And what you do if you're stranded in the Arctic, you don't let people on that you've got it. You keep it hidden in the snow. And then you wait till the fuckers are asleep and you grab it and you clobber them over the head and you take all their oat cakes and sleeping bags and whatever else it is they were surviving on, and you're fine.
Okay, very quick round one. But with the whole thinking no, because it doesn't cover the nose, doesn't work like that. Some people do love it or hate it, but I can't disagree with my mum, who clearly loves this. I'm giving the points there to Kate because it could easily be a murder weapon, and in these trying times, we're trying to avoid murder, but it's nice to have something close by. Round one goes to Kate, 3 points. It's time for round two.
What's in the box? What's in the box?
Round two is an acting game. Our guests are going to produce an item from their box, which they will then gift to another guest. It's then up to them to tell me why their gift is the most precious and worth the most money in a round that I call Antique Matter. We're going to pretend we're on the Antiques Roadshow. So Gail's going to start, which means, Maxine, you've got a gift in your box for Gail. What is your item you are giving to Gail?
Well, Gail, I've got a treat for you. It's very soft and furry. I've given you a pet rat.
Okay, Gail, please explain the historical significance and why this antique is worth the most money.
Well, because that rat, actually, I know that rat because I did a wee bit backstage work at Ratatouille, the film. And that rat's actually is a really, really good chef. So he is actually very good. He's good at, from memory. Memory serves me very good at vegetables, and he's very good at slicing, and give him a wee bit of cheese. He's happy as anything. So he's very, very good for this time of madness that we're going through, because he can cook you dinner. And also, I know you know this, but he can sing.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does,
Did
doesn't
not
he? He
know
sings.
that. Wow, that's an amalgamation of animated movie knowledge there.
Yeah.
That might get your points later. Next up is Kate. So a gift from Gail from your box is going to be attributed to Kate. What is the item from your box?
Well, this bizarrely was a Valentine's present many years ago. I'm not going to tell you who from, but it's the bride of Chucky and Chucky.
Now, Gail, last time you were on here, you pulled out a couple of creepy dolls. It's becoming a theme. I like it. But
Yeah.
Kate, you're on the Antiques Roadshow. You've got the bride of Chucky and the Chucky doll. Please explain to me the history of this, why it's important to you, why it's worth so much money.
Well, you see, back before the apocalypse, we thought of, scary horror films as being something sort of for the kids, something a bit silly or whatever. But we all know that the longer this goes on, we're starting to accept that, in fact, horror and terror is just what is going to be the future. That's the new normal, isn't it? Which Boris Johnson has been talking about. So, going back and finding something as ancient and historic as this, which in the future be very, very valuable as authentic wedding cake toppers, because to be honest, if your bride or groom is that attractive in the future, they will have done very, very well to not have had their face clawed off by neighbours who've run out of loo roll. So these beautiful, priceless, authentic horror antiques from the before time are of great, great value, and I think in the market when it reopens, we all know that they're going to go for a lot of money.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
We'll take that. Yeah.
Yeah.
You've got to wait for Frizz to reappear. Did you all lose Frizz? Did I lose Frizz?
Yeah,
I've lost Fizz.
we've lost Frizz. It was a nice guy, was Frizz. I
Yeah,
remember him fondly.
I know.
yeah.
Sorry about that, Fizz.
Those are terrifying, Gail. They are.
Very scary.
I hope you leave them in a drawer when you're at.
Oh no,
And
I've
back.
got them all out. I've got all my scary dolls out.
Kate, I got up to cake topper before my computer exploded. But did
anyway,
you have any?
She wins. That was great.
I will take your word for it. But next up is Maxine. Maxine, so that means Kate, you've got a gift for Maxine. What is your gift from your box?
Well, I don't know because I had my housemates do this, so I don't know what's in this box. So let's have a little.
Who does it blind?
Oh my goodness, that feels like a. Okay, it's. It appears to be a giant crystal of some sort. I assume not a precious stone, or we wouldn't have it lying around the house. But there it is, Maxine. This it's not soap. No, it's just a giant crystal.
Okay, so Maxine, you're on the.
Well, you can never tell. I mean, you have to lick it, don't you, just in case.
Is that your mantra for everything, Kate?
Yes.
Just
Very
to find
much
out what
so.
something is. Okay, Maxine, you're on the Antiques Roadshow. You give me this lump of soap, which is clearly a crystal thing. I'm clearly unimpressed, but you have to convince me why it is the most valuable item on the Antiques Roadshow.
Well, it's a very valuable item on the Antiques Roadshow, doing a bit of acting, because it's so shiny, thank you, I'm well trained, because it'd be a good thing to, I know Kate mentioned hitting someone in the head, gouging someone's eyes out, but it's a very pretty way to gouge someone's eyes out. And I believe, again, I know I'm very passionate about this, but it's quite clean. So, everything has to be very clean nowadays. It's a very good weapon of choice because aesthetically, weapons need to be more aesthetically pleasing. And there will be in the future. And this will be worth quite a lot of money, quite a lot of blue roll. I imagine this will be worth.
Very good acting, Maxine. And at the end of the day, this is an acting round. The rest of you, it seemed quite easy. That was a full-on character that I believe. So I am giving Maxine the full 3 points. I'm giving Gail and Kate 2 points each there. Kate, I've given you a point mainly because it was my internet that went. I look forward to watching it later in the edit. You might be awarded points retroactively when I finally watch your thing. But that's the scores locked in. It's time for round 3.
What's in the box? What's in the box?
Round 3 is called the music round, and that's because I collect CDs. CDs have music on, and CDs are round. Today's CD of choice was free from the Daily Mail in 2004. It is Gold, Volume 1, Rocking All Over the World. Here we have some.
Daily Mail?
I don't, my dad does. If you notice, I have ripped off the Daily Mail logo because fuck 'em. On the back of this CD are 10 tracks, and it's time to play a new game called Play Your Chords Right. I am going to name a song and then give you the name of another song. You have to tell me if it was released before or after the previous song mentioned. So we're going to start with Kate on this round. The first song that we're going to base this on is Status Quo, Rocking All Over the World, which was released in 1977. But Kate, was Boston, More Than a Feeling, released before or after that?
I sense that the answer is after.
It was before. It was 1976. So we move on to Maxine. Meatloaf, You Took the Words Right Out of My Mouth. Was that before or after 1976?
After?
It was after. That is a point for Maxine. That was released in 1977, and I can really tell that you're really into this quiz from the way you delivered that answer. Gail Porter, The Jam, Going Underground. Was that released before or after 1977?
Before.
It was after, I'm afraid. It was 1980. I think that's the earliest song that Gary Davis plays on his radio show. Kate Smurthwaite, Joe Jackson, Is She Really Going Out With Him? Was that before or after 1980?
I'm going to say before.
It was before by 1 year. That was 1970.
It feels a bit more 70s disco than 80. I feel like the roller skates were still at home.
December 1979. That's as late of the 70s as you can get. But yep, still.
In fairness, I was 4, so I don't remember it vividly.
Maxine Wade, The Stranglers, All Day and All of the Night. Was that before or after 1979?
Before.
It was after. The Kinks version was before, but the Stranglers was 1987, the year I was born. So, Gail Porter,
Sure.
the Spencer Davis Group, Gimme Some Lovin'. Was that before or after 1987?
Before.
It was before. It was 1966, the year Maxine was born. No, don't. Yeah, don't hit me in the head with the crystal. Kate Smurthwaite, you've got an easy one here. Europe, The Final Countdown. Was that before or after 1966?
After.
It was, of course. It was 1986. Maxine, Lynyrd Skynyrd, Sweet Home Alabama. Was that before or after 1986?
Before.
Yes, it was before 1974. And the final one. So that is a point for Kate and a point for Maxine. Gail, final one. Cheap Trick, I Want You to Want Me. Was that before or after 1974?
Who? I've never
I
heard
want you
You to want me. I need you to need me. You're going to have to answer or we'll keep singing.
Yeah, after.
It was after. It was 1977. That is the end of the general knowledge round. It's time for round 4.
What's in the box? What's in the box?
Round 4 is a problem-solving round. I'm going to give our guests a problem that the audience have been mentioning in the comments, and their job is to get an item out of their box, which will then solve the problem. To make it trickier, I'm going to ask our guests to get out an item from their box first. So, pull out an item from the box. We're going to start with Maxine here. Maxine, firstly, what is your item?
It is a personal massage device, and that's how it was listed on Amazon, and that is the story that I am sticking with.
Okay, so with this personal massage device, how are you going to solve the problem
It looks
of...
quite worn, Maxine.
I've been on my own a long time.
How, Maxine, how are you going to solve the problem of toilet duck shortage? Maxine, go ahead and tell us how you're going to solve that problem with your personal massager.
And I love how I'm answering that, and that's my dad's suggestion. Lovely. Thanks, Dad. How you can put the toilet duck shortage with this is, well, it has many uses. It's, just put it on and it does vibrate. And I suppose you could, vibrate it around the U-brand, try and get it, around, stains and that sort of scrub away stains. I wouldn't recommend you to inject it into your veins as a cure for coronavirus. Just a bit big, could be injected intravenously. But I think you can, vibrate the stains away. I've heard stupider ideas this week.
I like your final one, which is very Barry Scott. You can vibrate the stains away. It was. I like that a lot. Next up, Gail, what is the item from your box?
It's Bruce Lee.
Bruce Lee, the actual Bruce Lee. Oh, you've miniaturized him and suffocated him.
I shrunk him and put him in a box.
We do like boxes. But Gail, how are you going to solve the problem of the demise of the sun? And take that however you want, whether the paper or the actual sun. How is Bruce Lee going to solve us in this crisis?
Well, if it was like the sun in the sky, Bruce Lee would just manage. He'd probably jump it quite easily, put it out with these magical martial arts powers, and then darken the world. If it was the sun, the newspaper, he'd just go over and kick the shit out of everyone.
Every problem
He's got weapons. He's got weapons in there.
What are the weapons?
He's got nunchucks, of course.
Yeah, come on, Frizz. Oh,
I don't keep up with kids' toys nowadays. I don't know what they're into.
Kids, it's Bruce Lee, man. Bruce, I'm so sorry about that. He's taking the piss. You know what it says here? Legend.
Oh, sorry, I offended you, Bruce
Lee. Maxie insulting your mum. This is.
But yeah.
Next up,
Bruce Lee
Kate
is offended.
Smurthwaite. Kate, what is the item in your box?
I have got a pack of hygienic toilet seat covers. Which, so if the problem turns out to be the toilet duck thing, I've got it. Just leave all the disgusting detritus there and pop a little cover over it. But
sadly,
perhaps
Kate,
I've got to solve something else.
The problem that you're solving is gender equality. Specifically for Kate.
They're toilet seat covers, so they're disposable. You put one down when you're going to, and basically what it is that here's how we're going to solve gender inequality. Is we're going to say to guys, right, you've got to stop all the sexism, right, all the harassment, all the patronizing, all the mansplaining, it's all got to stop. It all stops tomorrow, and in return, you're allowed to leave the seat down when you pee, and us ladies will take one of these handy disposable toilet seat covers along, and we'll cope with that bit, and that's a fair swap. The rest of the sexism has to stop. But with these handy, tucked into every handbag in the country, we'll let you off the toilet seat business. You've just got to sort the rest out, guys.
Let's see. Maxine, just for vibrate the stains away, giving you 2 for that. Gail, I'm giving 3 points because of the idea of Bruce Lee kicking everyone who works at the Sun. And Kate, I'm giving you 2 points as well because I think we've solved it. We don't need to talk about gender inequality ever again because Kate's just solved it. It's like Brexit all over again. We solved that. We never talked about it since. And in a way, that's true because then something else happened. That's the end of round 4. It's time for round 5.
What's in the box? What's in the box?
Hey.
Our next round is called the quick fire round. That's when I get my guests to name as many objects as they can to the tune of We Didn't Start the Fire. The person in first place always goes first, which today is Kate Smurthwaite. Kate, what is your specialist subject today?
I'm going to do counties in England.
Counties in England. Okay, Kate, to the tune of We Didn't Start the Fire, is listing as many counties in England as she can.
Northumberland, Cumbria, Tyne and Wear, Durham, Cleveland, Yorkshire, North, West, South, Lancashire, Merseyside, Manchester, Humberside, Cheshire, Derby, Nottingham, Lincoln, Suffolk, Norfolk, Greater London, Kent, Sussex, Cornwall, Devon, Dorset, Gloucestershire, Worcestershire, Herefordshire, Buckinghamshire, Leicestershire, Nottinghamshire, Oxfordshire, Cambridgeshire, Shropshire.
That is too big a gap there, but very well done naming. I don't know
all of them.
There were that many. Well, you could have fooled me, Kate. Next up in second place is Maxine. Maxine, what is your specialist subject?
Well, it's another geographical one. It's world capitals.
Here is Maxine singing as many world capitals as she can to the tune of We Didn't Start the Fire.
London, Paris, Berlin, Madrid, Seoul, Pyongyang, Tokyo, Oslo, Stockholm, Canberra, Washington DC, Ottawa, Mexico City, Djibouti City, Lisbon, and don't forget Caracas, Monte.
We're stopping the record there because of and don't forget. We don't allow that. I don't think and don't forget is any world capital as well as you, Maxine. But that was a very good attempt anyway. Gail, can you hear us? Okay. Tell you what, I'll give her a quick message, and then what I'll do is I'll have her sing.
Oh, you're winning Cat Wars, Gail.
As Gail can't see it, I'm going to put there. Gail, what's your specialist subject? Okay. Alan Partridge. Okay, so what I'm going to do is... So with Gail not being able to hear us, I'm basically writing down instructions. Hang on.
Alan Partridge, Steve Coogan, Sonia, Ukraine 33, Radio Knowledge, Michael, the mad guy from Newcastle, receptionist, Susan and Sophie, 183 days in the travel lodge, moved to a caravan because he had a mental breakdown.
Excellent.
Does that work?
That did.
Yeah.
Right. We've got some tallying to do. In third place, hang on. It's weird that I have to write everything down. In third place, with
Look at it
16 points, it's Gail Porter.
Yay!
Well done, Gail. You were third. Is there anything you'd like to say?
I don't know what the feckin' X goes on.
2 blinks and we'll get you to a safe house, Gail.
What would you like to say? I can't read it. You can't write. What are you, a doctor?
I'm writing as fast as I can. Right, so Gail, end of show.
End of the show. Any closing words? Shut that door.
One more time, Gail Porter in third place there with a very good 16. In second place with 23 points, it was Maxine Wade. Well done, Maxine. Anything that you'd like to plug or give a shout out to?
Oh, you know what I want to plug. Now, I've got a live streaming show every Sunday night on Facebook. It's Maxine Takes the Bins Out Live. It's taking the bins out. Sometimes I'm sort of doing my recycling. It's all going off every Sunday night. I'm, having people up to 20 people watching it. So please watch it.
Excellent, excellent. The links will be in the description below for Maxine Takes the Bins Out. And the winner today I've been writing on so many pages. With 40 points, it is Kate Smurthwaite. Very good. Anything that you would like to plug, Kate?
I have 2 things going on at the moment. I have a video series called News at Kate, which I've been doing for years and years, and I'm talking about what's going on politically. I also have a part of that. I have some silly videos where I'm using my green screen at home to go on holiday to places where people send me photos of, and I put the link up. And then my show from last year, Clit Stirrer, is available for download on Gumroad. And again, I will give you the link. I would super appreciate people getting involved with those 2 things because there's no live shows anymore apart from Frizz's lovely things online.
One more time today, we had Maxine Wade, we had Gail Porter, and we had Kate Smurthwaite. Now, everyone wave.
What's in the box? What's in the box? What's in the box? What's in the